All right, flam. Let me get flam, fam. Let me get my flippy floppies and sockies on, whatever. Um, yeah, I came here. I just take that off. That's 4 bolts. That's nothing. That's sits all right here. Cut out that guy. So now it doesn't look bad. It's like, oh, like a regular front or whatever. Um, but I do need to pull this guy, the frame rail there, and then down. It kind of got bowed out a little bit. As you can see right there, like as I pointed out before, that's it. So at least I cut that out. Then I need to get one torsion bracket. That one got bent up, and then like when you look at it, you see how it's definitely off. Um, so that's fine. Even the bolt holes got enlarged from the impact. It's. I was looking at power braces too, but power braces they're running like 275. I'm like shit. I wish I could find these at a junkyard because, simply just do that and then you just weld a bar from here to there. You can actually tack it from underneath and then whatever. But that's neat as that. Or maybe one of you guys might have one laying around that I could buy off of you. But anyhow, or I need to double check if the S13, S14 use the same, then I might be able to do that as well. Anyhow, so I had that. The actual tension bar, and I can't quite say torsion. The A-frame, the lower A-arm and stuff, that's not all, that wasn't damaged at all. It held. I think that's, kind of what saved me between that and then this lower support bolted onto that. So that saved it really from, getting all messed up. So a lot of this is, get this back down. Like, everything just moved about a 1/2 inch. So it's not bad. And then, so here, let's see if we could do a thing like this. No, this is gonna suck. I'm trying to find like a stand. Oh, maybe I could use my hamper with clean clothes in it that I gotta put away. Let's do this. Put that here. Look at that. Alright, there we go. That's probably as good as I'm gonna get right now with my whole DeWalt hand drill and thingy stand. But I have these bad boys that I was talking about. And so, what I plan on doing is maybe coming lower, than that so I can get the, the radiator to sit better and then, be a little more protective. Even though it was already kind of low, what the issue was that, it was about 2 inches thick. So with this 1 inch, it actually might just work, kind of perfect. Put it like that, or come here and then, bolt, because that's what the other thing, I was looking at was doing, like squaring it off up here and then going along this front of this. So chop this out here, chop that out there, and then where this ridge is, follow the front of the frame rails and then put that, and then my radiator can sit forward some more, and then I could actually put it back higher. It will clear the wastegate. The only thing is that wire loom that I have, it'll just be zip tied to the the top of this bar. But I'm kind of looking at doing something like this and then following that same thing going down. It'll cut here, but then I will mount it you know, like a nut and bolt through there and there. And then with this mounted to the frame rail, it'll give some rigidity up. I could do that, and then also with this hole here, I can, you know, I don't know if I ever really need to do that, because I can, yeah, go like that, bring this all forward, and then I'll have more than enough room for the new SR radiator to come in. And then the sad part is too, I also bought a fan shroud because I didn't feel like going through it again. And the reason why I did that custom one was because the whole radiator wasn't exposed. So now that I'm gonna be rebuilding this, I'm gonna make the whole radiator exposed so I can have flow throughout the whole thing. And I actually did a video, which I'll probably put after this, to where I was sitting at the light and I was only getting up like 206, 207 degrees with my DIY fan shroud. So it worked. And then even cruising, I was actually like around 192, 193. So it decreased flow high up, like, you know, cruising on the highway. So it was like about 5 degrees warmer than normal. But then, you know, sitting down at the light, it was cool. So I mean, it's generally that's what happens when you do these fan shrouds. But you know, my biggest thing, of course, was at idle. So anyhow, done again. That'll chop like there, and then we'll mount it to you know, lock, nut and bolt it to there, and then weld here, come down, and just come out with a square. Okay, that's all I'm doing right now for the radiator support, is just squaring this off. And once I'm done with that, then if you guys watch Shark Cart with Hoonigan, he plated this off with some, I don't know, you know, it's a steel, but I can't forget the diameter. You know, he plated those off, and then he, you know, did a bash bar coming out of those. So what Cone Kill had had mentioned and suggested, that's what I want to do, is come out, because ever since I've been this, I never had a front bumper support, and I was been meaning to kind of put it on, but just with the IC and all that. So now that I got this leeway of building, I will try to incorporate something. You know, I could weld a plate with some nuts, and then that can log on there, or you know, different scenarios. I would like to weld so it's stiff, so if any front impact does happen again, you know, it will absorb in there instead of just crumbling up like what had happened. Even though that came from the bottom, so even if I had bumper support, I would never have, it would never done anything for me. Might have just kept this from kind of bowing out. But anyways, I'm rambling. So we'll square this out, get that going, and then if I come up forward and these, you know, tension brackets don't go, after you guys watch Justin on the Fabricator series and Fabrication series, well, actually, when he did his, or I think it might have been a customer's car, S13, he tubed the whole front, and at that time it was called the Fabricator series. But you know, good guy. Well, I never met him, but I mean, in terms of like the work that he does and explanations and everything, you know, in terms of welding and you know, the whole nine, it's a good channel. So you know, if you guys are looking to learn some welding, go to the Fabrication series on YouTube. I think if you just do TFS, you know, what do you call it, you'll find that. So hopefully I can do that. But also the other thing, in order to pull that down, my brother-in-laws, you know, they're into cars and whatever. We actually just bought pots for the floor so we could pull frames. And so I guess I might be the first one to test it out. So that would be fine. Just probably use like the tow hook, tie a chain, and then bolt it to the floor, and then use a jack, and then just start pulling it up and just let it pull the frame rail down. So, all right, my friends. Peace.